in a way it applies to us, certainly to me, is that uh, people make better grandparents than they do parents. Yeah, think about that. There's things that we can do and have done with our grandchildren in a very relaxed way that we probably didn't do with our own kids and should have. Um, and if I had to do it all over again, I'd love to have have had grandchildren before I had my own children, but it doesn't work that way. Uh, yeah, we certainly, as far as I'm concerned, I made mistakes raising the kids, and I feel bad about those areas. But we also had a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. There, when he got out of service, and we had Dean, it was hard for him to see this child doing things that he shouldn't do, and disciplined in a kind of a hard way.
Yeah.
And it was hard for me to see this, that he wasn't soft.
Yeah.
But it was because that he was in service and coming back to a child and felt obedience, and yet Dean was little, but it.
I didn't know how to be a father,
Yeah.
and I had to learn, and unfortunately, I had to learn with Dean.
One of the things that I dearly look at in that is the time that he'd be on the floor in the living room with the kids,
Oh, jeez.
and he'll go like this to the floor and with his butt up in the air, and all the kids are down there with their butts up in the air. Well, I see such and such, and
I'm looking down into the basement, You see the fireplace? Oh, yeah, we see the fireplace,
So, I mean, it's just fun. And then the time that they were sitting in the first house that we owned, which the house had pink, and he's sitting around the table. The kids are, and Rita.
Some of the kids were sitting on the table.
Sitting around the table,
Yeah.
and who was on the table? Was it?
Oh, the little ones.
Was it Lynn
Probably
or
Lynn,
Rita?
yeah.
One of the two.
Probably Lynn.
But it was so cute because he's blowing, like this, and he's teaching them how to blow. And it's so cute because the one that's on the table is kneeling and looking at him almost nose to nose and trying to achieve what his dad
trying to blow.
And the others are all the
Oh.
older one. It's the sweetest sight to see that.
I so enjoyed hunting, and it was something I wanted to impart to the boys. And starting with Dean, I took him out, actually when I was hunting deer, for instance, she laid it on the line very early. She said, "You're going to go deer hunting. You're not going to do it in Minnesota because they kill
They kill
hunters
each
here."
other.
She said, "You want to go?" She says, "Go west." I said, "Wow, that's kind of neat." So that's what I did. And we had really introduced Dean to big game hunting out in, I think the first place we went was in Wyoming. And many years after, he continued to do that. We had rented a farm out on the western part of the state that had a big slough on it. And we took the boys out there duck hunting every year, every weekend during duck hunting season, stayed at the farm and had fantastic meals there, played cards, got up and went out duck hunting every day. And they had their taste of hunting. Bob continued to do that type of thing.
Wayne didn't.
Wayne didn't.
He was a little younger,
But he was out there. They all took their
Did he?
turn. Oh, yeah. In fact, there's that one day we took
Oh,
off.
that's right.
We took off with Bob and I think Tom, and we were all the way into Hanover. And Bob says, "Can't we take Wayne?" And I says, "Why not?" So we turned the car around and went back and got him because he was standing there holding your hand, and looking kind of sad. Came back and got some gear for him, threw him in the car, and took him out.
And Wayne shot a great big goose.
Oh, yeah, he shot a goose and the thing went down way in the back, and he said, "You're never going to get that thing." He said, "Well, can I go look?" I said, "Sure, go look." And he was gone. He must have been gone an hour, and he came back with that. The thing was still alive, but it was as big as he was, and he had the head in his hand and neck over his shoulder, walking through the weeds. Yeah. I don't know if that kid had fun out there or not. But at least we introduced the kids into the hunting, and we did some fishing too.
Then there was Harlow Thill
Yeah.
and what's his name?
Alf.
Elf.
They were out there hunting too, and they would kid with the kids, you know. "You want something to eat?" He said, yeah, you got this, I got to go down in the basement and get that. And they would make believe they're walking down inside the boat. And the kids would look at them like, what in the world have they got there? I had, one of the customers I had was an outfit up in Canada. He had a flying service. And I traded out a lot of printing for his brochures for flying in up there. And I don't know, most all of the kids we took up and flew them into Canada for fishing.
Lynn and
Yeah, Lynn and her husband and
Robert and
yeah, the boys.
Dean.
Yeah.
That was fun. I mean,
Yeah. It
flew in and-
spoils you for other fishing.
yeah,
but
and it got to the point where before we left, Lenny and Bill were throwing their line in, taking a fish off and just throwing the line in the line without
yeah,
anything
fish
on
were-
it,
Yeah, fish were hitting
or
on the hook.
hitting on the hook.
Yeah.
And Wayne and I went over there when the plane came in to take off, and we hurry up, went in that spot. We didn't catch
Yeah,
nothing.
the plane was landing, and we're supposed to be getting ready, and she's still fishing. We took the kids up camping one time. We went up to Vermilion and portaged back into what's called Trout.
Yeah,
Then up into Little Trout, there's a big sand beach up there, and put the tent up.
Mary,
Everybody
Diane,
except Dean.
Mary, Diane, and Rita and Lynn all went partially skinny dipping, and told Tom if he wanted to go, he had to strip.
Strip them down,
And he did,
Yeah.
reluctantly.
and we had a female poodle that was due to deliver, and which she did in the middle of the tent. So on the way back, she had two pups, and on the way back, they were rolling around on
because
the
he
boat.
was towing the part of the kids in a
Yeah.
rowboat behind
Yeah.
the speedboat. Going up to Lutzen with them.
When they were older, we went up. to
Yeah,
Lutzen,
going
yeah.
up there and renting a lodge and
They
just-
they did skiing. We had a toboggan up there, and we
went down the.
snuck out at night, took the toboggan where we were not supposed to be, and we were sliding down the hills up there. But, you know, in later years, the kids are doing triathlons and that type of thing. And one of the things they do is the inline skating from Two Harbors down to Duluth. And we've done that with them, and I
And
just
this-
thoroughly enjoy it. Just
The
a
last
great time.
the last summer, there was nieces and nephews all
Yeah.
doing it with their uncles.
Oh, that was down in
and
Chaska. They were doing
yeah.
that down in Chaska.
Yeah, that was neat. They all had T-shirts and
and
whatever they were doing. You know,
Yeah.
one would swim, one would run, one would bike, and
Yeah, they were doing it as a team.
yeah. There's about
Bob and Wayne and Michael enter the one that's out here that way, and they take first place out here. So it's been real fun as these kids got older
yeah.
to be involved with them at the ages that they are now. Keeps
Yeah.
us young.
Yeah, and then Wayne and his boys, they had that
Oh, yeah.
here a couple of weeks ago. Had the little
Wayne is a scoutmaster.
Yeah,
and
scoutmaster.
They're at that age where they're making these little Pinewood Derby cars.
yeah that was
And
fun.
it's
going
just fun to watch
to
them.
the kids.
And it's fun to watch Wayne parenting his two boys. It's just a delight.
Yeah.
And he's our youngest boy, and those would be our
Yeah.
youngest grandkids, then,
Yeah.
wouldn't they? Yeah. From there, we go into Greek.
No,
River.
not, well, yeah, and then you go into the
Yeah,
greats.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But, you know, what kind of wisdom can you? I don't know.
it's
Be firm with your kids, but be kind.
be loving.
And
Yeah.
loving. You know, it's
And it's sometimes hard. You've got so many kids, and
yeah.
but yet we had some good times. I had Valentine parties for the kids, and
And birthday parties all the
yeah,
time.
the
yeah.
kids. And but I tell this, and the kids have heard me too. I mean, I had the opportunity of working with a child the way I'd love to have worked with every one of my children, and it was my Robert's son, Michael.
Well, there was what I was telling you about. It would be nice to take and
I would
raise
like
your
to,
kids like you raise grandkids.
and the time I had with him, I would love to have done it with every one of my kids, to have the time to sit and read, and he was such a good child. I mean, I had a house, bookshelves with stuff, and he never touched any of that stuff. I mean, I read to him. I mean, this.
You want to tell them about that one? Or you want me to tell them?
Poor Michael. I mean, I would put him on his little potty seat, and I'd sit on the tub, and I would read books to him.
Until the kid went to the bathroom.
He learned. He was trained by the time he was a year old.
And you hear him talk about it. Yeah, and I had a ring around my butt.
But I mean, it's been a hard thing because for my other grandkids, because I didn't spend the time as much, and
Well,
now
you didn't have the chance to.
as I did with him.
Well,
I mean, it was-
Well, they lived with us for a while too.
Well, and then I took care of him for a while.
I think what happened with Tom passing away a year ago on Bertie's birthday, it was an amazing thing seeing his siblings gather around him and the love they showed. And I think I want them to know that I saw it and felt it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's. But
Well, and to continue to love each other the same as you did to Tom. Well, if you can see how Mom and I have loved each other all these years, try to do the same. Giving to them is the pattern of life that we've had.
remember only the good times, and I love you all. Don't forget about the spankings. Forget about the locked kitchen.
That's an inside joke. Yeah, but Dean figured out how to get through it, so.
We love you all.
And we wish you success in your life.
So we will see you beyond.
Yeah.
Love you all. Keep up the good work.
And certainly we're proud.
Love each other.
And certainly we're proud of every one of you.
Yeah.
It's always interesting to see how each of them have developed as individuals, and it's something that's made me proud.
And caring.
Mm-hmm.
Think of us kindly. That we tried our best.
Mm-hmm.